Greetings, all viewers, and welcome to today's session of Excel with Excelarator. Today, we are going to see what are the dynamic name ranges and how do they behave in different scenarios. But before moving ahead, let's go through the definition of dynamic named range. So, in simple words, dynamic named range is a named range that dynamically expands or shrinks based on the items in the given range. So, let's begin with our introduction with dynamic named range. But before that, I will just give you a quick tour of what this sheet is all about. So, this is the sample data that we are going to deal with in today's tutorial. These are the examples on which we are going to make use of normal range and dynamic name range. This is offset function that we are going to use to define dynamic name range. I will visit this later in today's tutorial, and these are the three records on which we are going to test if the dynamic name range works or not. So let's begin first with naming these columns with normal name range. So formulas tab, create with selection. I will skip left column since my top row contains the names of the ranges, and I will click OK. If I go to name manager now, I will see 4 named ranges created. Now I can make use of these to solve the following examples. So average salary, I will use average open parenthesis salary is salary name range closed parenthesis. This gives me 5478. If I want to check, I will select, and 5479, that is rounded up. And count of below average salary, so is equal to count if range is salary, criteria is less than concatenation operator, this average salary closed parenthesis, this is 7. So let's see, salary number filters below average, and this gives me 7 numbers, so that is the correct answer. Clear filter. Then earnings, I can make use of the formula sum product to multiply these two columns, ex gratia and salary closed parenthesis, skip this, ex gratia. So 15,091 I have pre-calculated here with simple multiplication. If I select this, 15,091 rupees and 73 paisa. Now I want count of people having ex gratia less than 15%, so again I will make use of count if open parenthesis criteria range, this time is ex gratia, criteria similar less than concatenation operator 15% closed parenthesis, it gives me 7. So if I go here, number filters less than 15%, and if I choose all this, that gives me 7. So that's how a normal named range would behave. But what if I add these 3 records below the existing name ranges? Would they change these answers? Let's see. I will copy this and paste it here, but no, it did not change. Why? Because if I press F2, I will see that it still is only considering what has been defined earlier, and it has excluded these 3 records. Now this problem can be solved with dynamic named range, but before going ahead for defining dynamic name range, we should know a simple function called as offset that we are going to use to define a dynamic named range. So offset is a function that uses these following attributes, where reference cell is a cell where we start our offset from. Row offset is how many cells rows we want to go down or up. So if I go down, this will be 1 2 3 from reference cell. If I want to go up, then it will be -1 -2 and -3 from the reference cell. Same with the column. If I want to select 1281, then I will go down rows 1 2 3 4 5 and 1. So column offset will be 1. Similarly, height, if I want to choose these 4, then height would be 4. If I want to select all these, then height would be 4 and width will be 1. That's how offset function works. So let's go and define the dynamic named ranges now. Before that, I will delete these 3, and let's see if dynamic named range works fine when we add additional records. So formulas tab, define name. Now this time I would name it with starting with D and then ex gratia. So D ex gratia, that tells me that this is dynamic named range, is equal to offset, open parenthesis, reference cell is this. I want to start it from next row, so 1. I do not want any additional columns, so I will put use it blank and put another comma. Now the attribute I want is for height, so for height I will use count A. Count A gives me number of non-blank cells starting from reference first. So I will start from here, and I want this to look out till end of the column. And here Excel has 1048576 rows in total, so I am putting B9 to B1048576, that is end of the column. Closed parenthesis, comma, I do not want additional columns, so I will put it blank and closed parenthesis and OK. So now if I go here, dynamic ex gratia, you will see that it has selected all these rows here. Now let's define salary. Again, name manager, new D salary. I will use is equal to offset. Where do I want to start from? I want to start from this cell. I want to start the range from immediate next cell, so I will use 1. I will leave it blank for column because I want only single column, comma, I want height. So for height, again similarly, I will use count A starting from here ending to C1048576. Okay, I pressed something wrong. Count A. I want to start from here ending till 1048576. Closed parenthesis. I will leave the width attribute 0 because I do not want any additional columns. Closed parenthesis. OK. So if I click here, I will see that this is the range, dynamic name range D salary. Then again new, I want D earnings. Is equal to offset. I want to start from here, then I want to select range from immediate next row, so 1. I do not want any additional columns, so I will leave it blank and put comma, then I want height. So for height again I will use count 8 to start from D9. I want it to end at D1048576, closed parenthesis. I do not want any additional columns in width, so I will leave them blank and closed parenthesis. Okay, so if I go here and choose this, that shows me earnings. Close. One more point to remember, you will not see dynamic named ranges here. You can see dynamic name ranges only in name manager. Close. Now let's see if it gives us same answers. Is equal to average salary is equal to average. I want now to use T salary. This I'm using, so it gives me for its same answer. Now count below average salary is equal to count if open parenthesis range is D salary, this time less than concatenation operator, this closed parenthesis 7, same answer. Now I want earnings, some product, D salary into dx gratia, closed parenthesis, and that gives me the same answer. And last is count of people having ex gratia less than 15%, so is equal to count if range is dx gratia, criteria is less than concatenation operator 15%, closed parenthesis, close, it gives us 7. Now let's see if you go here and you press F2, now you see it is considering the whole range. Now let's see if I pressed these 3 additional records, does it change anything? So Control C and press Control V. Now you see it has changed everything. But when normal range doesn't change anything, F2, it is only considering till row number 25, whereas this is considering all the records. Let's see if it is correct. Salary average is 5475, this is correct. Count of below average salary, so when I go here, number filter below average, and if I choose this, it gives me 9, so this is a correct answer. Then earnings, I select all this and I go here, 18,103.73, or here it is 52, that's a rounding up difference, but the answer is correct. And count of ex gratia less than 15%, so if I go here again, number filters less than 15%. Okay, so that's how it gives me the answer, and count is 7, so that is correct. So that's how dynamic named ranges work. So that's it for today, folks. Stay tuned for more amazing tutorials on Excel with Excelarator. Till then, goodbye.